Hello, 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 beautiful Aries. Welcome to your scrying reading. And this scrying reading is going to, I feel like this is going to last through, for some of you, all through April. But remember, all my readings are time capsule readings. So when you do find this reading, it was meant for you to find it at the time. So, asking all my angels to be present with me while we do this reading for Aries. What does Aries need to know? What does Aries need to know? So Aries, I'm seeing red, which, red could mean fire, passion. You are the fire sign. But I'm also seeing, which Spirit shows me, they're like cells. So there's blood cells here. Someone could be having tests on their blood. There could be a blood issue that is arising, or a blood issue. Say if you were diabetic, maybe you might be having difficulty maintaining your balance. If you've ever seen an ultrasonic machine that cleans jewelry, because I'm literally seeing the water with these like tiny, they're not waves, they're like if I was to hit the table and the vibration, it reminds me of an ultrasonic machine in the water. The water is reacting. So this could mean that there is a slight undertone current that hasn't fully developed, but also with Spirit showing me blood cells, you could be having some type of ultrasound, because that also goes off current and waves. What else, Spirit? Yeah, definitely ultrasound, because I'm also being shown like that half tunnel. It's an MRI, a CT scan, something. So for some of you, you might be experiencing some type of health issue that you are having to undergo some testing. Now I'm seeing, this is really weird, I'm seeing a person walking through a crowd. It's very crowded, like New York City street crowded. But they're holding their belongings or whatever is in their hands. I can't make out what's in their hands, but they're holding it up above the crowd, trying to protect your belongings, something that's precious, or just trying to make it easier to get through the crowd without holding it at, at crowd level. That's really strange. I'm also seeing a car. It looks like an old car, but it's a convertible. So I don't know if you have an old convertible, but it looks like, you know, looks like it's set to go to the beach or vacation. The top's down. It looks like we're moving to, you know, something funner. This could be moving in itself, or um, taking a road trip, or it could just simply mean movement forward, Aries. Now I am seeing a ship in the distance. It looks like it's coming in. So for some of you, something that you've been waiting for, you know, that saying, your ship is coming in. But also, too, I feel like because that car just looked so old, and this ship, it's giving me like Titanic vibes. So some of you may be going on a cruise. So you may have either recently been on a cruise, or you are going on a cruise. What else, Spirit? I'm also seeing what looks, I'm trying to get it to come clear, but it looks like a necklace. And if I'm correct, it is the star symbol of Aries. So I don't know if you have one of those, or you've received one of those, or you may be receiving one of those. They definitely look like they have clear stones in them. So could be a nice fine piece of jewelry that you either have or you will be getting. I'm also seeing somebody at the kitchen sink, and most of us all have dishwashers, but somebody's washing the dishes. To me, that is, it's not easy going, right? It's work. So for some of you, there may be something going on with your sink that maybe you need to get fixed, or your plumbing. Or maybe you still wash your dishes by hand in the sink. I'm not sure. That's just what I'm seeing. So I'm also feeling very itchy. So some of you may be experiencing allergies, because all of a sudden I'm feeling very itchy. I'm also seeing a torch, like the Ace of Wands. So there's a new passion, a new fire within you, Aries, that is coming out. This could be in a relationship, or just a new passion for life. I'm seeing somebody purchasing tickets, but it's like, you know, when you go back in the day, the theater booth, the glass, and that little slot we also got concert tickets that way as well. So I don't know if you're purchasing tickets, you're going to a movie or an event where you purchase tickets, because I also see, like, I don't want to say stadium seats, because movie theater seats back in that time looked that way. We all have more modern seats in our theaters now. So, but Spirit's showing me the old seats, but it could also be like a stadium. So some type of event. And I'm also seeing, you know, when you live in an industrial area and all the smokestacks, and I see a lot of that. That could be, you live close to an industrial area, or maybe you work in an industrial type of job. But I do see there's a lot around it. It's numerous stacks, but then smaller buildings around the bigger ones with the stacks, if that makes sense. Okay. I don't know why I'm seeing like an upside down person. There, like something got turned around. Maybe you've turned things around in your life recently. There's been something that has turned things upside down for you. But I think we're going to stop the scrying session now. Thank you, Spirit. And then we will continue on with the cards. I'm going to pull a card from the Chakra Oracle, and we will read that later. Recovery. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So whoever is dealing with health issues, I do believe that things will get better. You will be on the mend. All right, what do we have for Aries? What do we have for Aries? What do we have for Aries, please? This one, and that one. Okay. To be fair, this is balance, give and take. We have building blocks. Oh my goodness, this almost looks like what I seen, that they were smokestacks, but it looked like buildings, and then littler buildings, and then we got soulmates. So definitely that Ace of Wands could represent, you know, a new flame in your life. And then we have the building blocks, something, you know, that we are working on. And to be fair, this is, you know, it's kind of like the Judgment card, but I feel like it's more about give and take, and what is fair for everyone. Don't know why, but I'm just getting that. All right, let's go ahead and of course I always pre-shuffle all my decks. This one, this one, this one, this one, one, and Spirit wants that one, and no, that's too many. And I'll take that one. Okay. Aries, let's see what we have for you. We have the Ten of Cups. Amazing. So we have the Ten of Cups. This is happiness, joy, emotional fulfillment. We have, yeah, that's for Six of Pentacles. That is the giving and the receiving. So when we are being fair, when we are, you know, equally taking, equally giving, we're in our happy place. Everyone wins in that scenario. We have Temperance. Again, we got the balance, and you can see on this card, you know, the balancing scales. We have the Emperor, the Six of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Tower. So this is almost like the upside down vision that I had. This tree's roots go deep. They go, you know, this going deep into our past. This could have been a past trauma. This could also have been somebody that you cared about deeply in your past. With the Emperor here. Excuse me. The King of Pentacles, he's not action orientated like you are, Aries, but he's stable. Very rooted. So very stable. Not that this king did not put in all the work, but he got to a point, it's almost like retirement energy, you know, or that early retirement energy. So you could be thinking about retiring early. Maybe you were wise with your finances and decide that you want to retire early. I don't know why I'm getting that. The Tower. Almost reminds me of the Ace of Wands with that tree on fire, you know, lightning striking. Towers are not always a bad thing. Sometimes they are just those little ripples that, you know, need to be addressed. But it does change things. And with fire, you know, when fire burns trees or the earth, it rejuvenates, it almost fertilizes the land to create something new and better. And I feel that that's what this is saying. You're going to have the opportunity, you know, the universe is giving you some ripe soil to start something new that will be well rooted because of the soil being so enriched. Why do we have the Ten of Cups? Ten of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups in the reverse. But I'm not reading anything in the reverse right now, so this could be a solid offer of love, but it also represents when we love and nurture ourselves, we are the happiest. But also when we extend that love to others with that Six of Pentacles, we definitely enrich our own happiness. It's the give and take energy. Six of Pentacles, please. Why the Six of Pentacles? Judgment. New lease. But also what I feel from this, it's a calling. It's a calling to be fair to yourself, to others, to be balanced. Because when we give, we actually receive. This could be a time for maybe you've been giving too much or taking too much, and things are just balancing out in the proper way that it flows to where everyone is happy, everyone is in their Ten of Cups. Temperance, please. What do we have? Temperance. We have the Queen of Wands. Sometimes the Queen of Wands gets a lot of attention. Naturally. But sometimes when we want all the attention and we don't give attention to others or other things in our life, it throws things off balance. It feels good to get attention and people to look up to you, to admire you, to want to be in your sunshine, Aries, because you are that ray of light. Just as the sunflowers, turn towards the sun, again, I feel it's this reciprocal energy. It's, everybody's getting something from it. So just remember that we have to give back. The sunflowers need the sun just as the sun needs, the sunflowers. It's a win-win. Who is this Emperor? Is this Aries or someone in Aries' life? We have the Four of Swords. The Emperor is very, I don't want to say demanding, but when the Emperor speaks, people listen. If the Emperor gives direction, people do. It's an authority, a type of authority, right? He rules the land, not just a kingdom, but he rules many lands. And I feel like there is a respite of trying to control everything. I feel like this is a break period where maybe something has gotten you to take a break from trying to control everything and trying to get everything the way you want it. I'm hoping this makes sense. Sometimes things can get too much, too heavy, and we have to take that break. We have to take that rest. This also speaks of some type of recovering from, you know, this Emperor energy of, you know, having to rule over so much in your life that maybe you needed to take a break. Why the Six of Cups? So that is definitely you with that Emperor energy, Aries. And we are going to see about the Six of Cups. Why the Six of Cups? Well, we have the Ten of Pentacles. This is something that definitely made you happy long ago, that may be resurfacing. This may be an earth energy, or just somebody who is very settled, because this might not be you in retirement. This could be somebody who, you know, invested wisely, watched their pennies, and retired early. But this made you very happy. Whatever this could be, just happy memories of the past and how things were. And maybe, you know, things have changed. Oh. We have to acknowledge this. I'm not going to take this card, but it flew out for a reason. There is this sense of competition. So I don't know if there was some type of competition with something of your past. Okay. Why the King of Pentacles? This is King of Pentacles. Page of Wands. And that's what I mean. The page is young. The Wands, it's action. This person took a lot of action in their youth to be able to have an easier time in, you know, this is a buck. This is a grown buck. This is not a deer, little baby. There's maturity, growth. So this could have been somebody who made you happy when you guys were younger. And now there's a sense of maturity here, growth, stability. And what is the Tower? Why the Tower? Why the Tower for Aries, please? Two of Swords. What I'm noticing with this is that her heart is guarded. She has the blindfold on. But what I'm really noticing is how her arms are crossed over her heart. It's almost like this is breaking down some type of crossroads that you didn't want to make a decision on, that you shut out. And there's some sense of regeneration here, because this is scorched earth. And I'm just thinking, you know, it's melting away this resistance to choose. We have the Fool. This is the new beginning. So there is a sense of taking that leap of faith, starting something over again, because the Fool begins the cycle again in tarot. So let's get to the recovery card, and I want to read from that about the recovery, and that is a purple card. Pain from our past unlocks the door of understanding. It is time to recover a part of me that has been dormant. I am ready to live an inspired future. And that is definitely that Ace of Wands. Facing fears. Wounding in strength. Courage to face pain. Awakening greatness. Greta wakes to find a painful childhood memory all around her room. In the distance appears a huge wooden door with a white light streaming through the keyhole. As Greta tries to gather up her painful memories, they melt and form the great lilac key. She places the key in the lock, and a wave of her fear engulfs her. The door opens, and the pain and the fear recede. Clarity comes. Survival is no longer enough. So we're going to get some messages from the witch, and we will wrap up your reading, Aries. Thank you so much for joining me with your session. All right. So you have the black candle. Feel the energy. The witch lights her black blessed candle, surrounded by salt and herb for you. Farewell now to ill luck. All misfortune burns away in the witch's flame of the witch's candle. And then we have the shadowed moon. The lady of the dark moon shall reveal a secret. The dark moon is a time for inner knowledge. Today, the witch sends you the mysterious energy to show you the truth. Aries, thank you so much. Many blessings. Peace out and agape.